Hi everyone, it's Sandy. Thank you for joining me here on my channel, Septeria's Room. I have a couple of ephemera pocket idea for you, and it's using my Christmas digital kit called Season of Joy. Most of you may have already seen the kit in my past video, and I did do a flip through of the kit. There are four separate sort of groups to the kit, so you can just pick any of the four in my Etsy store, or you can buy the complete kit, and it's available in A4 or letter size. It's a great kit, and I did a couple of projects in my last video as well using the kit to give you some ideas, and it was a tag flip pocket folder. I'll just quickly show you which was this one here, and it opens up to a folder with a couple of tag flips with some pockets in there, and I showed you how to put one of these together with the kit. And I thought I'd make a few more fun projects with it to give you some more inspiration. And so I did make a library style pocket with some of the background pages, and then I also made some ephemera holder pockets using some vellum as well. So if you have some vellum or tracing paper, you could use that to create this pocket. Just another idea to use your vellum papers if you wanted to work with some vellum. I'm just going to show you the projects, and then I'm going to show you how I put these together. They're really easy. I didn't do any measuring with a scoreboard. We're just going to fold it and then assemble it. So I made 3 of these sort of library style ephemera pocket, and I made them so that you've got a nice amount of space where you can hold a few things in here if they're bulky, or a mini booklet, mini journal, or a stack of journaling cards, tags, ephemera pieces. And so it's just a nice large opening, and you can make this in any size you like, any width or any height. So this is one of them, and then this has one of the ephemera fussy cut bows that's in the kit. And then I also made another one here with another of the background papers, and I just decorated with a paper clip with some trim, and I did some embellishing here as well, just so you can see how it looks like if you wanted to decorate your front of the pocket. So that's the other one. And this is another one that I've also made using some crochet doily that I had. I just cut up, and some vintage lace that I have in my stash. And this is one of the word sentiments also in the kit. And in this pocket, I made a little mini tag booklet with the tag that's in, I think it's in the ephemera kit pack. And then I fussy cut one of the little bows just to cover the tag has one of these sort of reinforcement sort of design on there, and all I've done was I just covered that with one of the bows and then added a flat back pearl to the center. And then I just made a paper clip with some trim to make it as a closure, and I just made a little tiny booklet with some a book page and tea stain paper, and also a piece of the paper from the kit as well. So with the tag in one of the kits, you'll see that there are actually 2 tags. They're side by side. I'll just show you in case you haven't purchased that bundle. It's in the ephemera. It's in the Season of Joy ephemera kit pack, and there are 5 pages to the ephemera Season of Joy kit, and included in the 5 of those pages there is this page here. And then what I've done was I cut the 2 without cutting them separately, and I just sort of cut around the 2 tags, and there are 2 here, so you can make 2 booklets out of these 2. And then you just cut around it, and then on this part here you just fold that in half, and then you'll get yourself the part here, and then you can fold it, and then you've got yourself this little mini booklet. And you just fold your little papers to fit inside. And I got a bit lazy. Instead of stitching it, I just use a stapler to bind the pages together. And then I did some distressing with Tim Holtz vintage photo distressing, just to distress the white part of the paper. So I made a little booklet, and then I just use a paper clip to keep it closed. So it's a cute little booklet or little mini journal. And I also just glued one of these to a embossed paper that I had that I tea stained, and I could use that as a cover on one of my, if I wanted to make a make a Christmas journal. This would make a great cover, or I could add it to a tag, or just keep it to the side, or use this as a place to write some notes. There's also one of these postcards in the ephemera pack, and I just added some lace fabric here and staple that just to decorate the edge. And this is the other pocket. So you can see there is a nice space there. It's not nice, it's not tight. And then you can have fun decorating the front of the envelope. And this one here, this paper, I printed it on both sides so I could have the inside showing with another pattern. And this is also from, this print is from the background papers. And the, I'm sorry, I'm just going to put that back. This paper is together with this one here. It's the, I'll just quickly show you in case you're wondering which paper that is. It's from the, that's also from the ephemera pack. So you can purchase this whole 5 pages of the ephemera. You've got A4 size or letter size. So it's this one here. There are 2 in here. So you, if you've got a letter size, it will be a little bit shorter in width. And then all I've done was trim out the white edge, and then I just cut that in half, and I've got 2 pieces. And then you can make 2 of these pockets out of the 1 page. And I'll show you how to make it anyway. You'll see you can make 2 of these. So that's that. And then this one here, this is a really fun ephemera pocket. And I just wanted to use some of my vellum. And you can see I made this in 2 sizes. And with this one, you can make this as wide as you like as well. If you want it more wider for more of your larger size ephemera or die cuts or tags, notes, whatever you like to put in there. You can put a tea bag sachet, a gift card, send this as a little extra inside a Happy Mail gift, and you can add one of these to your packaged goodies. So let me just show you. This is a smaller one, and I also had, this is from the ephemera as well. So again, this is from the ephemera. That's this page here. I'll just show you. That's this page here. And then I just use here I just cut up to wherever I wanted to make the pocket. So let me just show you. I did use some cheesecloth. I did lightly stained it with vintage photo. I just stained because it was white, and I just sort of rubbed a bit of the vintage photo onto the cheesecloth. And this is from the ephemera background paper, and then it's got some Velcro to use as a closure, and I used some seam binding just to decorate the closure, and just wrap that around the folded part. And then over here is a pocket in the front for your smaller ephemera pieces. I just added those to the front just so you can see there's a pocket. And then here is the vellum. So when you close it, you can see the vellum window here in the middle. And then it just flips down like that to another pocket inside for more of your ephemera pieces. Again, these are from the ephemera pack, and these are from the journaling kit. It's the tag and envelope journal kit in the journal kit 5-page pack. And there is a tag. You get a little mini envelope note card, and there is a little pocket in the journal kit pack as well. And then I just added the pocket to the back of the base of the cover, and added the envelope and the tag, and that all fit in here nicely. And then there was this little extra ephemera piece, and then you got yourself another pocket. And then I did cover the white part of the digital with some scrap papers here just to cover it, and also just decorates the inside. And this is the Velcro for the closure. And just to show you, in case if you didn't purchase the journal kit pack, I'll just quickly show you how it looks like for those that haven't seen it. So there is a Season of Joy journal kit, and there are 5 pages to that kit. And in the side you get a page with a large tag, envelope, mini tag, pocket, and a note card, and some images for you to fussy cut to decorate. And there are 2 of those in here, so you get these 2. There's the red and the green, and then you get to make this complete little pocket kit. But I didn't add the large tag in here, just using the other pieces. So that's the smaller one, and this is the larger size, which is, I think, is a great size. You can fit a lot more in here. And you know what you could also do? You can even add this inside a journal page. You can glue the back down, or glue the 3 sides along here in the bottom, and you can glue it to a journal page, and you've got yourself a little vellum flip pocket inside your journal page. And then at the back here, because you glue the 3 sides onto your page, you've got another back tuck pocket in here as well. So this would make a great little insert in a journal page, or you could just tuck it in one of the pockets in your journal books. So this is the largest size, wider and longer. Same way, I've made a pocket in the front. This also has the mini tag and envelope and note card. Did a little bit of embellishing here and at the bottom with some trim, some more cheesecloth, and one of the little pieces from the ephemera. Some seam binding again to decorate the top. And it does the same thing, just flips open, and there is a larger pocket in the journal kit as well. There is a larger pocket in that journal kit pack, and this is the larger size. This is the smaller one. I just, so you can see the 2 different size pockets. So I thought I'd make one with the larger pocket for this cover, and that's got some more of the ephemera pieces in there. And these make great little note cards. I printed these on cardstock, so it's a bit more sturdy. These ones I just print on 90 GSM printing copy paper. And I did distress some parts, and some parts I didn't do any inking. I got a bit lazy. And here is the larger pocket, and then these are the fussy cut images as well. So there were 2 hearts, and I laid the smaller one on top of the larger one. So they all fit nicely in there. And then what I've done here, I covered this part with a doily and some more scrap pieces from the kit, just so you don't see the glue at the back here from the vellum. I didn't want to see any of the glue, so I covered that up, and I just thought that also decorates the white part. So that's that one. So I'm going to show you how to make one of these and one of these. And I just looked at the time, and I've been rambling a little too long. I'm sorry about that. I just wanted to show you the projects. And now we can get to the tutorial. Let's make the pocket first, which is this one. And this is one of the background papers, so you can use any papers you like. If you don't have my digitals, you can use any of your papers that you prefer. And you just want to cut it to a certain width and height that you prefer, that you would like to work with. This is a background paper, and all I've done was just cut it in half. So if you purchased the background papers, just cut out the white part. And again, as I mentioned, if you got the letter size, if you purchase the letter size, it's going to be a little bit shorter, but that doesn't matter. And all I done was fold it in half, so I got 2 pieces. But you can make it whatever size you like. I'm just going to show you how to assemble it. So this is my piece. And then what all you're going to do is you're going to fold it, but not in half, just folding it past halfway, so maybe about half an inch over, half an inch to yeah, half an inch would be perfect, or a quarter of an inch. And then that part that's the longest, you're going to fold that back. So you can see now that's going to be your pocket. And once you've got that folded down, I'm going to open it up again, and we're going to fold 2 sides in about a quarter of an inch, or just a bit past a quarter of an inch, maybe half an inch. Just between half an inch to a quarter of an inch. So we've got that. So you're going to see you would have had 2 fold lines, and then you've got that fold line that you've folded that way. Down the bottom here, you've got these 2 little small pieces on the corner. We're going to remove those 2 pieces. So let's remove those. Okay, now that's done. We're going to come to this part where you've got that score line that was just in the middle, sort of there. We're going to go in like a V shape. Take that out. Do the same to the other side. Like a V shape on that side. So that is how it should look. And then I'm just going to go around to this part here. I'm just going to angle cut that. And then also this one. And what we'll do now, we're going to bring these 2 pieces in. We're going to bring that up. And these 2 pieces, we're going to wrap that to the back. And then just press it down. I'm just going to cut this. And then bring that forward. So now you'll see you've got yourself like a pocket. Let me just show you that again. So this is the part that we folded over just past that edge. So you're going to bring this to the front as high as you want. You can go about there if you wanted to. You can go even lower if you wanted a more lower pocket. You could do that. So you just work out where you want that fold. So once you've got that fold, you're going to fold the 2 sides in. You're going to take that out, and then you're going to remove these 2 little corners. Create that little V shape to remove the little notch there. And then angle cut this part. I'm going to bring that in, bring that up, wrap them to the back. And then what we're going to do is we're going to add some glue to these sides, and that will give us secure the pocket in the front. So now I've got that. And then what I've done with this part, you can just glue this down flat and just add glue there and glue this down flat. You could decorate it before you glue it down. Let's just say I've got this. I'm going to actually fold this all in, and I'm going to fold this in half and tear it, because I'm going to only need half of this for the next project. So you could glue that down like that, and then it'll decorate the pocket this way. You can ink the edges. But what I've done instead, because I wanted to just make it a little bit different, and I've sort of done this sort of folding style. So what I did here was I just bring this corner and kind of, you just do what you think. I just did that and then fold it back, kind of like fanning it back and forth like an accordion fold, and then fold it forward and then just folding it back up, however you want to do it. So I just sort of, just something like that, and that just sort of gives it a bit of dimension to the front. And then I just glue it down. Just glue that down there. Added a bit of glue in there. And then a little bit of glue just in here. Just so it's just another way to decorate the front. So there is your pocket once everything is all glued. You've got yourself a library style pocket all ready for you to add whatever you like. So I could even add that inside this pocket. So you can make this any size you want. You can even make it that wide, and you just fold it and then folding it down. Whatever you like, you just play around with the folding and the sizes till you're happy with it. So that one's done. Now I'm going to make the vellum pocket, and same thing. All I've done was cut it in half, or you cut it how you want. But what you're going to do first, I have a pocket, so I'm going to make this size because I've got the larger size pocket, like this one here. Now the print is a little bit faded because my ink started to, my ink is finished, and so I've got to get some new ink, so that's why it's a bit lighter. So what I've done here, let's use this background paper. I'll use this one. So what I've got here is I've got a piece of paper and I've got the pocket. You're going to use your pocket as your guide to determine the width. So I've got my pocket, say here, I want to leave a little bit of a border around the pocket like I've got here. So I'm just going to go about here, and then I'll try do the same along here, and I'm just going to fold it till I'm sort of happy with where I want it. I think that's where I want it. I'm just going to fold that. So I'm happy with that. And then I'm just going to cut that, but I'm going to be lazy and use my ruler. And I want to have that sort of not a knife. I want a sort of bit of a tattered edge anyway. So now I've got my paper, and that's where I want it. And then all you're going to do here is, you're also going to do a piece of vellum in a minute. But what we'll do first, we're going to fold one side up. Now this is going to be the pocket in the front. So you decide how high you want your pocket. But I probably wouldn't go any higher than an inch or an inch and a quarter because of the height of the paper. And then you're going to do the same with this side. You're going to just fold that. You're going to fold that to probably about the same. Again, you just play around with the folding to what you're happy with. So that's going to be my closure. This is the pocket. That's going to go in there like that. So it's pretty much the same as what I have here. I'm going to grab my vellum piece. So this vellum is going to go on the inside like that. And my vellum piece is a little bit not as same width, but that's actually, I'll have to line it up with this. So that's gonna go in there like that, and it's a bit long, so I'm gonna trim that. I want to trim it so that it's a little bit below the fold. So to do that, I'm just gonna go like this. Use your paper trimmer if you want a nice straight cut, but I'm just going to use my scissors and just go. So let me just line it up first. And then I'm going to trim it off a little bit more. Because if I have it lined up with the fold, it's going to catch. So I just want it a little bit away from the fold. So I'm happy with that. So you can see it's not right on the fold. Now my paper is a little bit wider than the vellum that I have. So I'm going to just trim that. Once you make one and you're happy with that size, you can just go by that same measurement, and then it'll be easy once you've got it all to the measurement you want. Okay, so that's happy with that. So now we can assemble it. I have that doily that I cut in half, so I'm going to add that to the back. So what I'll do first, let's glue the pocket in place so we can get that finished. So I'm just going to place it sort of evenly with the three sides from where that fold line is. So I'm just going to go there. And then I'm going to add glue to the side here and below that fold line, and then up to the side. I'm going to grab the vellum, and then I might just go this way. Make sure it all lines up nicely and just press it down. And then you should have yourself, let me just get this out. You should have yourself a pocket in there. And then if this opens up like that, you should then get a pocket there. And so what I want to do is I want to cover this part here. And to do that, I've got my little doily. See, it looks really cute, like that. So all I'm going to do first, I'm going to get some glue. Just place it anywhere there because you're not going to see all that. And then I'll just grab a bit of these, I'll just use this one, just to cover that. there that. And then I'll trim off the excess in a minute. So that's a little bit too long. Happy with that? I'm just going to cut this part out. So that part's done. So that's how it looks already. You can see it's already coming together. There's your pocket, and you've got your pocket there. And then I'm just going to add a Velcro dot to use as a closure. If you don't have any of these, you can use whatever you like as a closure, or just not worry about using anything if you don't want to. Before you do that, if you wanted to add some trim and decorate the closure, do all of that first before you add your Velcro. So I'm just going to place it there in the middle, bring that down, press that, and that opens up like that. And there you have yourself a vellum cover ephemera holder or a library pocket. The tutorial is quicker than the start of the video, but I wanted to show you my projects and what you can fit inside and how they look like before I showed you the tutorial. I just thought just to give you some ideas. So I hope you enjoyed this video on making a couple of pocket ideas if you love making pockets. This is using my Seasonal Joy kit. Thank you for those that purchased the kit, and I'll see you all soon in my next video. Bye for now.